Hey guys, okay, so this is my last pre-recorded video for now. Like I told you before in my other videos, I'm getting these all ready the night before my surgery because I want to make sure you guys have what you need, and I just wanted to make sure you guys had your classes, and I feel like consistency is the key to making sure I'm successful with my little side business, and I know you guys are praying for me and keeping me in your thoughts. And so I wanted to do a fun card using the Tulip Fields. I just got this set, actually. I haven't even used it yet. It's the first new thing that I've gotten in a while. I actually got it from a friend because I do Stampin' Up work for her. My upline needs help sometimes, so I help her with things and then she pays me with product. So she bought me this stamp set and the dies that go with it. It's called the Tulip Fields and the Windmill Field dies, and the dies are so cool. They are actually, to me, in a way, almost better in a way than the actual stamp set. I'm going to use the stamp set because I want to showcase something. But look at, you can make these 3D little dies. Oh, and I'm going to have to cut out a little bicycle because I love bicycles. I rode my bicycle from Amsterdam to Paris, and it was the coolest thing, and I just love it. So, so how fun is that? So look at these great dies. So these make the windmill. And here's obviously the center, and this one matches the stamp. Now there's not a stamp for the bicycle, but I'm definitely going to cut out a little bicycle here in a minute. So what I wanted to do was to use the New Horizons paper. Now this paper is only available until, and look at, I've used so much of it, like I've used a ton of it. And now I've got these little scraps. These little bookmarks actually make great cards. So you take a base of a card and you add another layer, and then you put your stamped image here, or your thank you, or whatever. So I'll probably do another, because I have so much, I'll probably do another video using some of these scraps up so that I don't waste. But I thought this Horizon, I saw this idea in the catalog. And this is the New Horizons paper, and here are just some examples of the paper. Such great horizons. Now technically, you would think that this one is this is the sky and this is the water, but you turn it upside down and now it's almost like a darker sky, and this could be like a field. And so I almost used this piece, and see this one, definitely different horizons, but it's very abstract. This one's very abstract. Almost looks like a marsh to me. Oh, that's the same one. And then this one, of course, is a little more obvious that there's a clear horizon. So this one would be a great card front where I literally just put the windmill on it. That would be a great idea. Maybe I'll do that in another video. So the paper that I chose to use was actually, let me grab one. Oh, look, I missed this one. Look at that one. Look at that great one. Let me find the paper that I used, a full sheet of it, just so you can see what it looked like. It's kind of it's a little bit hard to use the paper that I chose because of the fact that it's just all purple and blue. Maybe I've used all of my paper. And the B-sides are pretty cool too. The B-sides have some great horizons on them, or just some plain colors on them. Maybe I used it. Maybe that was my last sheet. Well, good thing I cut it well, because the idea that I'm using, good thing I didn't try to make a sample, and I guess that was my last sheet. Good thing I didn't try to make a sample. So what I did was, let me grab the other piece that matched it. There it is. I'm pretty sure that's it. So what I did was I took my 6x6 and I cut off I cut, this is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So I cut off the bottom and I cut off this side to make a full card front. But you see, this does look almost like this is the water here, or you could turn it upside down and that's the sky, and then like a sunset and then the water below. But I thought it would be kind of cool to do this tulip field using this particular paper. So let me grab some, I think we'll use some Highland Heather. I don't know if I want to use the navy because that might be a little too dark. I'll use navy, but maybe not. We could also use the fresh freesia. Maybe I'll just use these. Let me see if there's another color. Starry Night might work. It's almost as dark as the, let me try a couple on some, let me just try a couple to see what I like. Let me try this Starry Night for a minute. Yeah, see, that looks almost navy. But see, the Night of Navy is really dark. So the Night of Navy is gonna look like this. You see, it's almost like a black. This has a little bit more blue in it. Okay, so I don't think we'll use the Night of Navy. I'm just trying to think of my options here for my flowers. So I think I'll use the Starry Night, actually. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So you have this really, this block is the I block. It's a huge block, okay? So I'm gonna stick with the colors that I'm using for, I won't need, obviously, this whole thing filled, but I wanted to have my horizon here stamped. Okay, and it's going off the end, and that's okay. And so I've got my horizon. I'm going to put my windmill above, but it's kind of a dark, all the options I've seen of this have been very, very bright, which is great because Holland does tend to be a pretty bright country, like when the flowers and the tulips are really bright. But I thought, wouldn't that be kind of fun to have a little bit different? And so let's see. And now I have this one here. This is the E block to put the narrow. So you see, you can make your full horizon of tulips. So I did the horizon line, and now I'm going to be doing the, you can use your Stamparatus for this too. I'm winging it. And so if I do this one, 1, 2, 3, that's where the Stamparatus would make it kind of nice. Or I can have, so 1 in the center here. I'm just deciding if it'll be, so I might need 1, 2, 3, and then 1 here. But that almost seems like it would be too big. Do I want fresh freesia? Let me try the fresh freesia and see if I like it. Highland Heather is the card base I'm using. I'm just not sure if I want fresh freesia. It might be too light. I don't want it as the focal point. I definitely want the Highland Heather as the focal point. I mean, I could do the starry. Maybe I'll do that, the Starry Night in the center here. Because they do the rows of tulips in such a funny way. Let me clean this up. So if I did Starry Night. No. I like the dark in the back. And that also kind of covers up that little horizon line. So then let's do the Highland Heather in the center. And the reason why I do that in the center is it makes it a little bit easier to gauge your other pieces on the side. Like I said, having the Stamparatus would have been a wise choice, but we're not doing that. If my head's in the way, I'm sorry, guys. All right, there we go, perfect. So we get our nice horizon line. Okay, our nice first row. And then I'm going to use the fresh freesia, but I'm going to use it on the sides. So you see I can do 1 and 2. Okay. And that's where I was kind of wondering if I needed another color, because the fresh freesia, I could do a lighter Highland Heather maybe, or let's do the fresh freesia on the side, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do. Maybe we'll do Highland Heather again before we get to the Starry Night. I could grab the orchid. Let's see if the orchid would look good. Let me see if the orchid will look good. And grab the orchid one. Oh, the Orchid Oasis would be a good one on each side, and then yeah, we'll do that. Okay, we'll do the fresh freesia right now. Good. I almost thought I had not inked up enough of the there we go. And then we'll use the orchid. There we go. Okay, cool. So I still got my rays. I just like that this horizon paper already did the work for me, essentially. So that's kind of fun. All right, so let me clean this off again. Like I said, using the Stamparatus would have been a really good one for this. I didn't have the patience or time to use it right now, because I wanted to try and kick this out. This is my last video for you guys, so I wanted to give you a good one. Okay, and remember, this paper is gonna start to disappear. So if you like it, go ahead and order it. Because if you don't, it'll just go away, and that's it. It's gone. See, it's not really wide enough. Oh, that looks good. And see, some of this is going to be covered with, some of this is going to be covered with my little windmill. So that's why I went ahead and I went for it. It's not as far apart as I wanted it to be. So you see, I made some mistakes in the stamping. This is my first time using it. So I can see the trick now of how I needed a little bit more space on each side of this fresh freesia. What I could try and do if I had a Stamparatus is I could try and get a little bit in these little lines, but that's just not gonna work. So we're gonna let it be. It still looks good and I like it. All right, we'll move that over. So now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stamp I want to stamp my little windmill, and then I'm going to cut it out. So let's stamp my windmill. See, it's actually gonna, once you get everything on here and the sentiment on here, you won't even notice that some of it's a little bit off. And so like right now, you can't even really tell. As I'm looking in the video, I'm like, I really don't see the error. It's only because I'm looking at it up close. So let me go ahead and let me stamp this in. I think I'm going to use the Orchid Oasis to stamp this. And I'm going to stamp it on white, but with the Orchid Oasis paper, which was a nice little surprise. I just needed some purples, and so there we go. And this is like a bluish, well, it's an orchid, so it's a bluish purple. Pretty. Love it. And then we're going to cut it out. And I think I want to stamp, let's see what I'm going to put in the inside. Oh, that one needs to go on that. I guess not. Okay. I thought maybe, no, I don't. Okay. So let me go ahead and get my Stamparatus, or not Stamparatus, my Stamp Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to take my little windmill. I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to use a tiny bit of washi tape to hold my, now there's a new magnetic plate, so you don't have to use the washi tape. I just don't have it yet. Like I told you guys before, I just really try to keep my buying to a minimum right now, just because of the fact that I was going to have the surgery, and you know, the expense is a lot. I was like, oh my gosh, I made a GoFundMe for it because I really was shocked at how much I had to pay. And so I'm going to put my little windmill there. Holland is so pretty. I rode my bicycle from Amsterdam to Paris, and it was really amazing. And I rode it to raise money for AIDS research, and it was really cool. It was an AIDS ride, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I still hope to go back someday. Oh, I've got it backward. I'm right-handed. So there we go. So I just hold it down. Get my little, if you're using it at first, it might be a little bit hard to get the plates through. So stagger them a little bit and then they'll come through. Oh my gosh, so cute. How cute is that already? Loving it. All right, so let me get the tape off. I'll put my little, I need to get some magnets so I can store these properly. I usually put a magnet inside my, and I want to do a little bicycle. I want to put a little bicycle in the corner. I have to use the bicycle. Let me get a scrap of paper. Let's see, what kind of scrap do I have? Do I have a scrap of the new papers? I do. Let's see, I've got this scrap. That's a big new piece. So I've got this Orchid Oasis. I'm going to use that. My cats are hungry. And so I'm going to do my little bicycle with the Orchid Oasis. Just run it through the machine. This is a good set. I'm so excited. I shared this with you on a Friday. Okay, ooh, I might have wanted to run it. Nope, it's coming through. Okay, so there's a little machine that there's a little tool you can buy that will brush out the little holes. You know, the little things that are the little specks. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just trying to put things away and I'm knocking things down. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. So we're done with that. That's finished. Okay, so now I'm going to take my tweezers. I'm going to pop out all these little pieces. We have a little tool that'll do this, but like I told you, I'm just kind of rushing a little bit. Oop, it is not going to pop that one out. Oh, it didn't cut it all the way. Darn it. It's because I probably should have, because it's kind of such a detailed little die, you kind of want to run it through more than once because the detail is just so fine on this little bicycle. I should have known better, but I really want this bicycle, so I'm doing it again. So let me grab it. Luckily, I hadn't put it away yet. and I'm going to run it through 2 times. It's got a really detailed the spokes and the little handlebars, everything are super detailed. So I'm going to run it through 2 times, maybe even 3 times to make sure it comes right out. Normally I don't have to do that and it's perfect because Stampin' Up! Does design really well, well done stuff. It just happens to be that one got a little stuck. Every so often it'll happen. Okay, so there we go. Get this off. The pieces are already coming apart in a good way. I told you how I was like, oh, it's stuck, but no, it was sort of stuck because it hadn't fully gone through. So I'm just going to take my tweezers just because they're what I have right now. I'm just going through each spoke. There we go. This would have been wise to put this actually on it would have been smart to put this on the adhesive backed paper, the double-sided adhesive back paper. Oh well, live and learn. I don't even know if I have it here handy. I think I put it away. Everything's been cleaned up in preparation for the surgery, so. All right. I know I keep talking about it. It's because I'm a little anxious, but it's all going to be good. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this on the inside. I was thinking about a little stamp on the inside, but let's not gild the lily. I love how I did this all with purples. What a fun twist. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. I never waste. So even though it's a little imperfect, and that's actually part of homemade cards, you do want things a little imperfect because that's what makes them great, you know? And that's what makes them to where, you know, it's homemade. You know, if it were brand new, then yeah, it would be perfectly cut out, but then it wouldn't be made with love. And so sweet. I love this. I love that. I love that I used the Horizon paper. The catalog on the page of this catalog, for this catalog, and even in the on the website, they have this idea, but it's using a very bright horizon. It's like got grassy, like green on the bottom and a sun at the back, you know, like style. And I didn't use that. I thought, let's change it up. And you know, if you guys watch me at all, you guys know I tend to change things up however I feel like. So, okay, cute. So let's put our little windmill up. Let me go ahead and add some dimensionals. Okay, I'm gonna put one more right there. And I can't wait to use the dies. I wish I had been able to get this sooner. It was so funny, even doing the surgery. I had no idea they were going to have me do the surgery so soon. I kept being told that I had to lose more weight before I could do the surgery. And it was just something that I had been told. Well, I went to the doctor this time and he's like, let's do an x-ray. He's like, no, we're going to do this now. And see, by placing my windmill a little bit lower than the actual points that overlapped, I'm covering up any tiny imperfections that I had. And that helps hide any kind of quote unquote mistakes or happy accidents, really. And then I do want to put this little bicycle. I think I want to put him over here, but I almost feel like it's gilding the lily to put the bicycle. Maybe I should just put him on the inside. I love this bicycle. I love him so much. But I don't know, maybe it's too much to put the bicycle. I think I like it better without the bicycle. I'll put like a sentiment here. And actually what I'll do is I'm gonna put this little bicycle on the inside. So let me put a little bit of glue. Normally I use the fine tip glue, but this is wide enough where I don't need it. I'll put my bicycle on the inside. No, I'm gonna get the fine tip. The fine tip glue is has a needle point, and it's super, it's made for detailed work, and you just need to put a touch. You don't even need much, just a touch. And I mean, some people will go over every tiny little corner, and I always put them at the intersections and you can't leave it out. And then you put your needle back into the opening of your glue, and then you close it up because it dries. It's kind of almost like super glue, to be honest. All right, and let me grab this by, I didn't put any glue there. Oops. Come on. Oh, that's what I get for trying to gild the lily. There's going to be extra glue there. Let's see if it'll stay down. As my grandmother always said when I would do too much. Let's let that dry for a second. Needs a tiny touch at the bottom. Actually, it's on the inside, so it doesn't really need a huge touch. Need it to sit just a little bit. I'm not sure if the fine tip glue can be erased. We'll try it out. Let me grab my little eraser and see if it works. And it dries really quickly. Like that's already dried. Let me see if I can erase it. Yeah, it'll erase even with this little, so we'll let that dry. There's just a little bit wet, so we'll let that dry a second, and we'll stamp our sentiment, which I think I have this little oval here. We could stamp our sentiment right there. I think I want to do like a thank you. I actually almost think it needs to be in a color or something so it doesn't contrast the white. So let me get the white, a color. Let's see. Okay, let's get, I went and grabbed the Peaceful Moments. Let me see where this fits. I wanted a thank you. Let me see if thank you will fit. No, it won't fit in that one, but it will fit in that one. Okay, so let me go ahead and stamp my thank you, and I'm going to do it with the Starry Sky ink. While that bicycle dries, my little crooked bicycle drives. Good. I normally don't like to do that, the color on color, but it's working for me today. You know, like I like white for my sentiments. I don't know, it's just me. I tend to like the white. That looks much better than the white. So there we go with that. Perfect. And I can put these away, clean off my desk. And that's the last thing I'll have to do tonight. I think I want it off to the side just a little bit because this left side had a little bit more funny look to it. And I'm just gonna lay it flat. I'm not gonna put any extra anything underneath it because I really like the windmill popping. So cute. I love that. Let me clean this off. I love the script of the Peaceful Moments stamp set. The script is such a pretty script. Oh, let me give it a check on my bicycle. I love how the script of this is such a nice, you see, it's just such a nice little font. And so I just think that has such a great effect. And so I like that. All right, so we're done with that, I think our card is pretty much done other than me erasing the glue, the extra glue that's here. I just want to erase it just a little bit. Let's see if it'll erase. There's quite a bit of extra there. Yeah, it's erasing. I dropped it, so there was quite a few little bumps here. Oh, it's tearing the paper a little bit. I'll stop. This is on the inside where I write, so I'll probably give that one away myself. I don't want to give that as a prize, but I'll make a new one. So yeah, how cute is this? How awesome is this set? So it's very unique. Like I told you, I use the Abstract Beauty, not Abstract Beauty, I use the New Horizons. I use the New Horizons paper, designer series paper, and then I use the Tulip Fields. So that's what this New Horizons paper is. And remember, this paper, once it's gone, it's gone. That's the end of it. They won't have any more of it. It's just gone. Because the paper, you know, we only have until June 30th, but that doesn't guarantee all of the product until June 30th. It just means that we'll try our best to keep most of it. Because as things get closer, things will start to run out. And you already know which things are carrying over. Oh my gosh, so cute. And so the only, maybe, no, I don't want to add any other rhinestones or anything. I think it's cute enough as is. I was thinking maybe a rhinestone here or here. I always like to kind of add a little bling. Let's see, do I have I have the new polished dots. Those would actually work. The opals. I'm gonna use a couple of these fresh freesia opals. I'm gonna pop these onto the label. I like that. Look. Yeah, that looks good. These are the in color opals. And I always like to have 3. Dang it. That's what I get for rushing. And see, I want to put this one here. There we go. And put this one back here. Okay. So, just a couple cute opals of the in color. These are the fresh freesia ones that match the fresh freesia ink that I used. So that is all for today, you guys. So that one is a little more complicated, but it sure is pretty. Be sure to get your New Horizons paper. Oops, sorry, this stuff is not fitting back in its spot. There we go. Be sure to get your New Horizons paper. Also be sure to pick up your Tulip Fields. Again, this is not guaranteed to stay. I mean, I think that we'll have it probably close to the end of June, but you never know. If something comes up and it starts to get super busy, it will sell out. It didn't carry over into the new catalog. The Peaceful Moments is still in the catalog, but the other is not. So I just wanted to make sure you guys had a heads up on that. And that was all. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Have a great day.